Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the After Hours update for Thursday, September 25th. Going to be going over a number of tickers that I did put in the listing of the video, both on X and YouTube. And yeah, just have this up here, this, heat map of pretty much all of crypto being red. And, buy when there's blood in the streets, basically, or as Billy Madison would say, sell when there's blood in the street, or something like that. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that up there. And also, wanted to mention that the SPX or the S&P 500 does look like, it's pulled back some, but it does look pretty similar to over here. So maybe we could be seeing a bounce. I think there's a lot of panic right now, whether that's in stocks or in crypto. Let's all be cool. Let's, not be too emotional about things. And then also something that I kind of noticed about this when I had just pulled it up a minute ago, let's say I draw a little trend line here, just being approximate with the tops there. And, we tested it right here on September 17th, and we're kind of testing it here. So maybe we do see a bounce. The last time we tested that line, we went up about 2.2%. And so from today's low, a bounce up 2.2% would be new all-time highs for the S&P 500. So yeah, I think it's good to just be, keep yourself collected, don't be emotional and whatnot. And speaking of emotions, I want to just talk about NIO real quick because, got a lot of comments in the past couple of videos that I put out on NIO. One, especially from a week ago, got nearly 2,000 views. And then the most recent video didn't get as many views, but I got a lot of heat on that one because I kind of changed my thesis on NIO. And, in all honesty, what do you expect? If something stands out to me in the data, am I just going to continue to, go like that and pretend like things are going to go up? No, when there's new data, I'm going to try to update you guys in case, it's helpful. And so with NIO, what I saw over here was, bullish looking options data that we could be squeezing. But then I saw later that data was changing. And so I wanted to update that. And, really, like with anything, you got to recognize whether you're looking at a lagging indicator or something in real time. And when I was talking about the options data, I was talking about how, max pain kind of serves as a magnet, and eventually it's going to catch up and then it would start to pull back. And so I didn't expect that to happen so soon, and that has. And would you rather I put out a video here when there's a dip saying that it could go lower, there might be an opportunity to trim, take profits, whatever, on a bounce if it does go lower after? Or would you rather me say, that it's going down to 550 when it's at 6 or something? And so whether it's trimming up here or whether it's just, preparing mentally for the possibility of coming down to 6, 550, whatever it is, I still think that could happen. And so, yeah, I think it's good to be cautious of that. I'd rather be talking about before it happens when there's an opportunity to exit, as NIO did hit not an all-time high, but a high for this top here, hitting a high today at 768, closing at 747, which is higher than the close over here. This was at 745. So that might seem good, but we're getting above that level and getting rejected multiple times. And so that doesn't really strike me as being that great. We do have a wider spread green candle here, but it's not that much volume behind it. So, my thesis is that this is going to pull back, and I might be wrong about that. I was wrong about the squeeze, and I put out a video to correct that. Some people gave me some really hard times. Those people need to go out and touch some grass. To those who gave nice comments, whether they were in agreement with me or in disagreement with me, I appreciate them. Really nice to engage with you guys. But yeah, from NIO, let's look at the chart over here for net call and put premium. And we could see that net call premium did go up today. No sell-off at the end of the day. Net call premium went up by 1.86 million. So very nice there. I think from this, I think NIO's looking good. From this and yesterday, I think NIO's looking good with increases in net call and with net call premium. But then if we go back 3 days or 7 days to show the past 4, we see, a drop of 13 million, a drop of 9 million. It doesn't look so good. So, I feel like this is more nefarious than this is good. These are like way far away from that zero line, whereas these greens are not. So just keep that in mind. That's what I'm doing. I think we could be seeing a pullback. But yeah, I'm just going to pull back to the list here. And since I didn't do it at the beginning, say, hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts. And if you haven't already, make sure you like the stream, like the videos, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments down below. And with that being said, I'm going to go on to the next ticker, which is going to be Rocket Lab. And so this is one that, I got into some calls with it. I actually got my average down today. Average is 64 cents. I'm probably going to lose money on it, though, because they expire next Friday. But if we look at the chart, maybe it looks like it's getting caught by the 50-day simple moving average there, which is at 46.51. We did close, let's see, 12 cents above that. Excuse me. So I think that's not looking too bad, seeing this pullback with decreasing volume. So hopefully we are able to get a bounce and get back up here. But the strikes of my calls, 57.50. That was kind of a dumb decision. And this is why I don't like to do short dated calls, because but I'm just going to see what happens with them. I'm going to see what happens. And let's see, what do I have drawn up here for this? Just that trend line. It does look like we have broken below it, so that's not such a good look. But this is 1 day closing below it. We'll have to see where it closes tomorrow on Friday. I think that will be pretty important. So I will be streaming again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. But then looking over at the Rocket Lab net call and put premium, we did see that net call premium did go up by 1.73 million, whereas net put premium came down by about 300,000. Went up by about 300,000. So net call premium going up here. This, I believe, let's see, I think I've got it pulled up over here. Rocket Lab, that was a $60 strike call that expires April of next year, so 204 days to expiration, and that looks like it was bought. I'm going to actually have to add that to my watch list because that might be an interesting one to follow up on. But yeah, generally, I still have hope that this is not falling off a cliff, but if it does fall off a cliff, it's not the end of the world. I'm an adult, I make mistakes, and we all have to be accountable for our own decisions. And I don't like to do short dated contracts. I like at least, months between now and expiration. So anyways, that was maybe a bad decision. But hopefully the details that I went over in those videos is at least helpful to try and understand options. And really, I think this is an example of if something looks bullish, good to go with shares. And then if things go south, but overall the thesis is still intact, then it would be a good time to get contracts. But we'll live and learn. We make mistakes, whatever. Over here, Webull, I got an alert on this today. I do have this I'm just going to delete it to clean this up, but that bar pattern. I think that Webull could be, bouncing from this downtrend to break out. So a breakout, retest, and then go higher. And so if I bring back that doodle, that could be suggesting that price goes up to around 17, 18 bucks. So I like Webull, but let's look at the options data. And this is also one I do not hold any position in Webull right now. But if we do look at the options data, we can see that net call premium went up by 2.67 million. Very green, very up, very nice, along with the stock price in yellow there. And net put premium, though, did go up by 1.32 million. And so overall, if we look at the bear bull slider, majority is on the bullish side, but there is some of that neutral. The bullish side is only 43%. Generally, I think the chart looks good. And so I think it's good to consider that. It looks really nice. I'm probably not going to do a video on it, though, because the last Webull video that I did, it's still only gotten like 46 views. So, maybe, I don't want to do a video and then it not get views. So, at least I cover it here. The next one on the list is going to be AMC. Let's see, it was the low 280 because that's what I was talking about it going down to. Nope, the low for today was 281. It looks like we bounced right around the 618. Having pulled back there, we can see the dot up here corresponding with the high, and then the low over here. So we've pulled back to the 618, tested 283, which is that 618, closed at 283 at the 618. And so maybe this is a fake out break below that trend line, but maybe it does continue lower, maybe to 280, 276. That would be the 786. So do keep that in mind. I do have a limit buy order for that call contract that I went over in the video, I believe, and that has not been filled. And I do have a limit order to buy some shares, very small amount at 280. That did not get filled either because the low is 281. So that's kind of a disappointment, but it is what it is. I do see there are some chats, so I'll pull those up in a second. I'm just going to pull up the AMC data and then I'll look at the chat. And yeah, so for net call and put premium for AMC, it's up only by about 25,000. Net put premiums up by about 30,000. It doesn't mean anything. It's such a small amount of money. None of this is going to be driving anything. This is not big money, smart money, whatever, do anything. This is just, retail, I imagine. So nothing to take away from there. But yeah, Nick, what's up? Let's see. I'm just going to pull up the chat so I can pull it up. Let's see. What'd you throw the boat at today? I hope not Rocket Lab because I made mistakes with that. Oops, I'm just gonna pull this up. Dude, completely wrecked today. Oh my God, please. Threw the boat at it today. Are you talking about AMC? Because Nick, I know you always post about AMC, so let me know what you want me to go over. And yeah, I mean, in all honesty, generally with the market, I think that what we're seeing is a dip. I think that a lot of people are panicking. I think that's kind of apparent in my view in the ETH chart, which I did do a video on earlier. I'll go over that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just a lot of panic and, maybe this is not going to end, whether it's crypto or whatever it is. Maybe this is not going to end tomorrow. But, I feel like a lot of times the past month, on Fridays, it's like, oh, things are looking really good, or oh, things are looking bad. It's probably either going to gap up in that direction, whether it's good or bad. But then come Monday, the opposite happens. So I know that a bunch of people were thinking that, oh, things are going down. I'm going to buy some puts on Friday. And then by the time Monday comes around, everything's gapping up and those puts go to zero. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to chill with my Rocket Lab position. I have four contracts. I can pull it up. And I shouldn't have done this. But to be honest, since I took some profits on NEO, I trimmed a little bit of that. I thought, oh, well, I could do this Rocket Lab because this looks really, really clean. But unfortunately, not so much. This is why short-dated calls are a bad idea. But yeah, I guess what I wanted to show is for this one, the 57.5, $57.50 call expiring next Friday. I didn't buy any today. I did have, no, I did. I think I bought two more today at 30 cents. Stupid. And so now my average is 4 at an average price of 64 cents. And with the expiration coming so soon, theta decay is going to be real. And so I have to accept, I'm going to either lose $240 on this, which is not the end of the world, or this is going to launch. And so kind of with, what I, went over in that video, that the chart looks good. I'm thinking that this is a dip and that this is going to go higher. Is it going to go up to 57.50? Probably not. So I want a GTFO ASAP. I think I have a limit sell for my 64 cent average on those contracts at 77 cents because that's 20% profit. But depending on what happens tomorrow, I'm probably going to limit sell at break even because it's just risky. And so... Nick saying, oh yeah, AMC. Yep. And he's saying he just buys and holds. That's all he's got. And so I think, because this is what I talked about in the recent video was that I think things are looking good, but I could see it pull back here. And I mean, what we also have is like this. I have this green line drawn here at 279, approximately 280. But we did test that over here. Support did test that over here. So July 1st, the low was 279. I drew that line across, tested over here, but broke below and actually closed below 278. I think I did a video on that day because that happened. And then here, this so far has just been a fake out breakdown. And yeah, seeing the pullback. And one video, I will pull it up. Let's see, on the channel. I did post this. I'd encourage you watch this from Free Wyckoffs because he's, I think, bullish on AMC, but at the same time, yeah, so this video, scroll down from 4 days ago. And so this is just more AMC content. I initially posted, I haven't watched yet. And then I responded, to that. I edited, that I watched and I'm chilling. And so basically what he was saying is that there's this downtrend, a downtrending channel you can kind of see on the thumbnail. And so that would be, let's see, I'm not sure what the time frame is on what he has there. So this is like the upside move, consolidation. So that looks like it was a little while ago over here. So yeah, let's see. So he's basically showing in his thumbnail that price could be coming back to where it was over here, which would be like around 250. And so I'm not going to really try to draw what he has there, but I mean, you can just kind of see it with this high here and then lower highs. And so on his thumbnail, you can see that there. And so the retracement would be coming back to right around those lows. So be prepared for 250. And so I have a limit buy for a limit sell for a cash secured put. And so I can pull up that contract. And so we can see my limit sell is for 37 cents. And that is the $3 put that expires in October on the 17th. That is the monthly for October, $3 put. And the high for the day looks like it was 31 cents. And so my limit sell is 37 cents. So then, I'm not going to try to do the mental math because I'll screw it up. But, $3, minus 37 cents. That would put my average buy at like 263 if it closes on October 17th below 3. But if it closes above 3, then I just get my money back, which would be $263. And because it's times 100 shares per contract. And so that's the strategy that I'm trying to use to pick up AMC shares. But if in case it doesn't go down, if this does not get filled, and if it doesn't close below 3 on the 17th of October, I just have an order to buy only 10 shares at 280. And then if that does get filled, which it hasn't yet, then I just kind of reevaluate. So that's like the strategy that I'm using, and that resulted in me making $42 last month or maybe 2 months ago, I placed the order when it had come back to 3, maybe around here at the end of July. I placed a limit sell order for 42 cents for a $3 strike call. And so that is, $3 minus 42 cents. And so that would have put my average buy at 258, but that closed on Friday last week. Let's see, that was September 19th. That was the OPEX. It closed at 301. So just 1 penny above the max pain there and 1 penny above the strike. So, I would have been happy to get 100 shares at 258, but that didn't happen. So, yeah, I just, at this point, hopefully 280 holds. If it doesn't, then like 275-ish. If that doesn't hold, then, maybe Free Wyckoffs is right. I believe his name is Rico, and that, it could be coming back to test these levels around 250. So I would just keep that in mind, and always good to, keep it cool when everybody's panicking, like this, this is, everything's red. Everything's red. Either sit on your hands, or if you can nibble a little. And so that's kind of what I've been doing a little bit. But yeah, I'm probably going to lose money on those Rocket Lab calls. So that was stupid. I'm glad not many people watch those videos. But also interesting to, learn about the unusual whales data and stuff. So hopefully that's helpful in that sense, at least as an example. SBET, I got an alert today. So that's why I wanted to pull up SBET, which is SharpLink Gaming. They are an Ethereum treasury company. And yeah, so for this, my alert was at $16 and we closed at $16.31. However, we hit a low on the day of $15.82. And that approximately corresponds with the 786 here. So we've been hanging out here for a little while. Maybe this is forming bearish consolidation. It's going to break lower. I don't know, but I have a position in this. I think my average is around 18 or something. It's a small position. I contemplated buying some today, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to chill, sit on my hands, take it easy. And, related to SBET, we will look at the treasury companies in a second, but I just wanted to pull up the Ethereum chart. I did do a video on this already, and so you can see that on the channel right there. Ethereum chart looking great. Panic, don't do it. Opportunity, yes, that is what I'm thinking. So at the time I posted, or I had this page up, it only had 4 views, but if I refresh that, it's only gotten about 12 views. I think that's a nice video to kind of, go over, just how there are a confluence of levels here. So 3,800, I'm really excited about ETH. I do a daily dollar cost average, daily buy. So I'm not panicking. I'm not changing anything. But this is really kind of the lowest that I was expecting it to go. And they're just a confluence of levels. It's a very short video. I'd encourage you check it out. But then since I'm talking about ETH, let's look at the treasury companies. Just going to refresh this in case anything was added today, 24th. That was yesterday. So nothing new as far as the treasury companies go. If we look at the ETFs, I'm just going to switch this over to US dollars. From the 24th, we see more outflows. It looks like $73 million leaving Ethereum ETFs, including BlackRock's iShare ETF, ticker symbol ETHA, including Grayscale's ETF, ticker symbol ETHE, and then Fidelity's ticker symbol FETH, and Bitwise's ticker symbol ETHW. So all 4 of those saw outflows yesterday. We'll have to check back tomorrow to see if there were outflows today. But then coming back to the chart, since I'm talking about Ethereum, let's flip over to Bitcoin real quick. I'm just keeping it cool. Like Ethereum, I'm doing the same dollar cost average every day. It's just the time of my dollar cost averages are a little bit different, but the same buys every day, which I go over in Crypto Corner Sat Stacker, which I will be doing this Saturday as I do every Saturday. So you can check that out if you want to know more about what I'm doing there. But with Bitcoin here, it looks like the 618 is around 108, and we hit a low today of 108,623. 70 cents. And, that's a higher low relative to over here. So I don't think that's looking terrible. And, yeah, so I am just chilling, not doing anything crazy. But yeah, the 618 there. So I think that's something. So I am not panicking. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to add about Bitcoin. So I'm going to switch over to Mara, which is Marathon Digital. I did a video on this going up, and that does not look like, what I've doodled is happening. This actually looks not so great with a gap down and then closing below the 50 SMA. So that SMA is at 1652, and we closed at 1607. It's trading a little bit up in the after hours, but not by much. But again, I think that this could be a fake out breakdown because, there's this inverse head and shoulders pattern that's not negated. And also, I think that you can kind of draw it. It's a little bit ugly, but yeah, maybe it's actually with Bitcoin. I saw Bronx Viking posting something like kind of an ugly inverse head and shoulders pattern here. But yeah, the world is not over. It's not ending. I think if Bitcoin goes below the low here, that was the low from September 1st, that was at a price of $107,250. And so that's a good one to keep an eye on. But yeah, we're not there yet. So far, I think this is just consolidation, dip buying opportunities or dip stacking opportunities. Nothing to get too worked up about, in my view. But my thesis is, until the end of the year for crypto and stuff. And if I have contracts, then they go to zero. It's not the end of the world for me, although it's not ideal. But yeah, I am going to pull up now the Mara options data, and we can see that net call premium for today was at negative 1.42 million. And so that doesn't look so good. That is down, and net put premium up by 1.15 million. So that overall does look not so good. Looks kind of bearish. But, that could just be a reaction to what's going on in the market. And if I just do this, go back 7 days, we've seen more selling of calls in the past. We've seen more buying up here. So the range here, this just a couple of days ago, net call premium was up by more than 2 million. Over here, it was up by, again, more than 2 million. So it could just be a response to panic and stuff like that. And then coming back to the charts here, just going to go over Doge real quick because I was liking this. Ooh, do you see that? Look at the Doge dancing. I'm usually blocking it. That's so cool. That I think, that is just a good omen that we saw the Doge dance. So I think that we need to celebrate this opportunity to get Doge at 22.58 cents. I have to say I had a limit dip buy at 23 cents. That got filled. And so I'm happy about that. I'm not buying any more. Maybe next week I'll go over it in Crypto Corner Sat Stacker this Saturday. But yeah, this is the first close below the 50 SMA, which is at 23.66. Let's see where we close tomorrow. Maybe this is looking better there. And today hasn't even ended. So this is not necessarily a close below. So, I think it's good to just chill. But also, since this is a cryptocurrency, you can't really do options via ETFs or whatever. But with Doge, you actually can. So I thought I'd pull that up, which is ticker symbol DOJE. This is really not that exciting because we saw net put premium of a drop of $275. So that's kind of sad. It's such a small amount of money. And then net call premium went up by about $4,000. So generally, looking at the bear bull slider, that is very clearly bullish, but it's only bullish backed by $4,000. If we go back the past 7 days, we can see that the price of it was coming down, but there's no options data because we just started to get it. And so it looks like people are betting on it going up with the net call premium going up there, but it's only the highest at like $4,000. So there's no whales here in this. So yeah, just having some fun looking at that data. And yeah, it's been about 28 minutes. If there are any more chats, I can go over the requests. But if not, just in case, I'll throw this up here. If you do like this kind of content, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe for more. I'm going to be trying to do these every day moving forward, whether I'm working on the day. I'll be able to do it after hours update if I am working during market hours or prior to after hours, I guess. Then I'll have to do it during market hours. I'm confused there. I'll do either after hours update or market hours update. And next week I'll still be able to do after hours update because I'm working mornings. But the week after I'll be working evenings. But yeah, I do see some more. Actually, no, I'm just looking at it differently. But yeah, Nick's chats about AMC. And so yeah, I'll just pull up that chart again. And it's the after hours 283 where it closed at. So I'm hoping AMC goes a little bit lower. I'm not going to adjust my contracts or anything. Although one thing that might be interesting to do is, maybe I could sell a cash, but then it probably wouldn't close in the money. I was thinking I could sell a cash secure put with a $2.50 strike, but that would be saying that I think it's going to be closing below 250 on October 17th, and I don't see that happening. But yeah, I mean, let's see. I've got Max Payne information up here. So let's pull that up. Look, here's Neo. This will update in the morning, but Neo, just if you're curious, $7 Max Payne for this week, and trading at 7.49. So I mean, that's looking good in that it's up, but I feel like it's going to be rolling over. So just good to be cautious of that. But anyways, I wanted to pull up AMC here. Look at the Max Payne. It's just $3. So none of them are $2.50. So I think that's good. But yeah, I mean, let's see. It's 100%. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this. It's been about 30 minutes. So I am going to get taken off. But I'm going to pull up the ETH chart just because I think this is just a really beautiful chart right there. And I don't really use those arrows, and I think they look cool. But anyways, as always, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more streams, videos like this. I probably won't be doing another video tonight just because I had the ETH video and the Rocket Lab video earlier today, but I'll try to do another one in the pre-market. And last note, I did get another chat here, and it's on a ticker. This is saying, pray GameStop pops next week. And so I'll pull up the GameStop chart since I imagine you want me to pull that up. And so let's see, I haven't really been paying attention to it. Yeah, so it didn't go up here as I thought it might, pulling back to, that's not even this retracement. Okay, that's assuming it goes up there, but I'd actually want to adjust that to the highs here. And so now we're looking at a 382 retracement around 25, closed at 25.27 with the low on the day of 25.27. The 50% is around 24.50. It looks like 24.43. The 618 is at 23.75. And we also have the 50-day SMA there at 23.60. So 23.75, 23.60 kind of confluence there. So I feel like price could be heading down to, $24. And this is interesting. What is this? The split, 11 for 10 split. What? On October 3rd. I was not aware of this. Is there a split coming up? Let's actually, I'm gonna look this up real quick. GameStop Investor Relations. Let's look at this. It's actually kind of a crappy website. Maybe it's just my internet. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to go down a rabbit hole with this. Let's see. Split. What date was that? This is going down a rabbit hole. Going down a rabbit hole. That date is October 3rd. October 3rd, 25. GameStop announces dividend of warrants to shares. Okay, so that might have to do with that. So maybe there would be a little bit of a pullback around that just because there's kind of uncertainty how things would respond. And so, yeah, I could see this now pulling back to 25. And so what I might do, since I did get the nice chat about that, I will probably do a GameStop video in the morning and I'll mention this. But yeah, looks like I'm wrong here with that. I accept that. But let's just look at I think I got a GameStop contract over here. Net call premium came down today by 1 million, but net put premiums up by about 630,000. So yeah, we'll have to see. And yeah, I'm going to undo that. So it's how I drew it, and then I'll redraw stuff for the video tomorrow. I'll probably do that pre-market. And then also I'm seeing, let's see, a PFA is saying, thanks, no problem. Glad to help. And Daniel saying, thanks. Hello to the monkey. Ed says, hey back. I say hey back as well, but I am going to get going. I got to get doing some more painting before it gets dark. I was kind of painting late yesterday. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. I'll do another one tomorrow at 5, and I'll probably have a GameStop video for you in the morning before market opens. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the